The journey begins. Welcome, friends. Today we will learn English through an inspiring story. You will practice simple English and also discover lessons about hard work, dreams, and courage. This story is about Taylor Swift, one of the most successful singers in the world. But before she became famous, her journey was full of challenges. You will see how she started, how she worked hard, and how she never gave up. This story will help you understand that success is not magic. Success is a journey. It is full of mistakes, learning, and persistence. Imagine a young girl sitting in her small room. She dreams of singing on big stages. She writes songs in her notebook. Sometimes she feels small. Sometimes she feels scared. She wonders, can I really do this? Many people feel this way before starting something big. Taylor felt the same. She had a dream, but a dream is not enough. Dreams need action, courage, and patience. Think about the contrast. On one side, there is fear of failure, fear of being unknown. On the other side, there is hope of success, hope of being recognized, hope of making a difference. Taylor chose hope. She decided to work hard. She believed that every small step counts. Every small song, every small performance, every small effort brings her closer to her goal. This story is also about learning from mistakes. Taylor made many mistakes at first. Some songs were not good, and some people said no to her. But she did not give up. She learned from each mistake. She practiced more, and she tried again and again. She understood that mistakes are not the end. They are part of the journey. As we follow Taylor's story, you will also learn English naturally. You will hear simple words, short sentences, and clear ideas. You will see how emotions, struggles, and victories are shared in simple language. This is the power of learning through stories. You improve your English and also feel inspired. Now, let's start the journey. We will see Taylor's early life, her big dreams, and her first steps into music. You will learn how a small-town girl faced challenges and moved toward her dreams. Get ready to see courage, hope, and hard work. Get ready to learn English in a fun and meaningful way. Step by step, we will follow Taylor from the first spark of her dream to the first challenges she met. And by the end, you will understand one important truth. Success is not about luck. It is about persistence, learning, and believing in yourself. Early life and big dreams. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift's early life. You will see how dreams start small, but grow with courage and effort. You will practice simple English while learning about hope, ambition, and the first steps toward success. Taylor Swift was born in a small town in Pennsylvania. She was 14 years old, full of energy and full of dreams. Most teenagers at this age were busy with school, friends, and games. Taylor was too, but she had something extra. She wanted to become a singer. She wanted to write songs and perform on big stages. She wanted people to hear her music and feel her emotions. Her dream was bigger than her small town. Her family was very supportive. They saw her love for music. They bought her a guitar. They encouraged her to write songs. They listened to her sing every day. Taylor felt happy and safe at home. She felt loved. But even with family support, life in a small town had limits. There were few music opportunities, few big stages near her home. She could perform at small events, school concerts, or local parties. But these were not enough for her dreams. Imagine the contrast. On one side, there was normal teenage life, schoolwork, friends, small town routines. On the other side, there was a big dream, singing on stage, writing hit songs, traveling, meeting stars, becoming famous. Taylor lived in both worlds at the same time. She went to school like other teenagers, but she spent extra hours practicing music. She stayed up late writing lyrics. She dreamed when she closed her eyes. She imagined performing in front of thousands of people. Taylor faced her first challenges even at 14. Some friends laughed at her ambitions. Some people said, "Music is hard. Maybe you will fail." These words could hurt anyone, but Taylor did not stop. She learned an important lesson. Dreaming big is the first step to success. You must start by believing in your dreams, even if others do not understand. Every day, Taylor wrote songs in her notebook. She sang in her room and practiced guitar for hours. She joined school events to perform. Sometimes she felt nervous, sometimes she felt shy, but each small step gave her confidence. She learned to enjoy the process, not only the goal. Learning English is similar. Step by step, practice by practice, you grow and improve. Taylor shows that small daily effort leads to big success. Taylor also learned to imagine her future. She would picture herself in Nashville, performing on stage, signing contracts, and meeting her fans. Visualization gave her strength. When she felt tired or scared, she imagined her dream. It reminded her why she worked so hard. You can do the same. When learning English, imagine speaking fluently. Imagine understanding stories and feeling proud. Your imagination gives energy and courage. Her parents helped too. They gave advice, they encouraged her, and they helped her attend music lessons. They did not solve her problems, but they guided her. Support is important, but personal effort is the key. Taylor learned that she must do the hard work herself. She practiced songs, wrote lyrics, and sang at every opportunity. Even in her small town, Taylor started reaching out. She sent demos to producers and music companies. Many said no, but she tried again. Each rejection was a lesson. Each no made her stronger. She began to understand that dreams require patience, courage, and persistence. You may also face no or mistakes in learning English. The important thing is to continue and not give up. Taylor's teenage life was a mix of normal and extraordinary. Normal because she did homework, went to school, and spent time with friends. Extraordinary because she dreamed bigger than her small town. Her story teaches a lesson. Ordinary life does not prevent extraordinary dreams. The courage to dream is the first step toward achieving anything. As we follow Taylor's journey, the next step is her first big challenge. She realized that staying in her small town would limit her dreams. To reach her goal, she had to leave home, move to a new city, and face uncertainty. This was the first true test of courage. Moving to Nashville. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift's brave step of moving to Nashville. You will practice simple English while seeing how courage helps people grow and chase their dreams. Moving to a new city was not easy for Taylor, but it changed her life forever. Taylor was only 14 years old. She had a big dream, but she lived in a small town in Pennsylvania. She loved her home, her parents, and her friends. Everything was familiar: her school, her neighborhood, even her favorite cafe. These places felt safe, but she knew one thing clearly. To become a singer, she needed more opportunities. She needed to be where music happened. That place was Nashville. Imagine the contrast. On one side, there was comfort, family, friends, and home. On the other side, there was challenge, a new city, new people, and the unknown. Taylor had to leave comfort and face challenge. It was scary. She had to say goodbye to friends she loved. She had to leave the safe world behind. Most teenagers would feel nervous, sad, or even afraid. Taylor felt all of these emotions, but she also felt excitement. She felt the spark of her dream calling her forward. Her parents supported her decision. They knew it was hard, but they believed in her talent. They helped her prepare for the move. They packed her bags, drove her to Nashville, and gave her advice. They reminded her that courage is key to growth. They said, "It will not be easy, but every step will teach you something." Their support gave Taylor strength, but the journey was hers alone. The first days in Nashville were difficult. Everything was new. The streets were busy, the city was loud, and the music studios were far from her small town home. She did not know many people. She missed her friends and family. Sometimes she felt lonely. She questioned her choice. She asked herself, "Am I ready for this? Can I do it?" These questions are normal. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is taking action despite fear. Taylor showed courage every day. Taylor's determination was strong. She practiced her singing and guitar every day. She wrote songs inspired by her feelings, the excitement of Nashville, the sadness of leaving home, and the hope of reaching her dream. She visited music studios, met producers, and gave small performances whenever she could. Every yes and every no became part of her learning. Every challenge made her stronger. Leaving home also taught Taylor independence. She learned to manage her time, organize her work, and face problems on her own. She realized that chasing a dream means responsibility. Comfort is easy, but growth comes from challenge. She chose growth. She chose to move forward, even when it was hard. In Nashville, Taylor met other young artists. Some were kind and supportive, others were competitive. She learned to focus on herself, to practice, and to stay confident. She discovered that courage is not only moving to a new place, it is also facing new people, new rules, and new challenges. This move taught her an important lesson. Life often asks us to leave comfort behind. Real opportunity is usually outside our safe zone. Taylor's courage at 14 prepared her for the hard work ahead. Every small step in Nashville brought her closer to her dream. Every struggle gave her experience, resilience, and confidence. As Taylor settled in Nashville, she realized that moving was only the first step. The real challenge was just beginning. She had to practice more, write better songs, and get noticed by the music industry. Courage brought her to Nashville. Now, hard work and persistence would bring her closer to her first big breakthrough. Hard work behind the scenes. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by seeing Taylor Swift's dedication and hard work. You will practice simple sentences and vocabulary while discovering an important life lesson. Talent alone is not enough. Success comes from effort, practice, and persistence. Taylor had talent. She could sing well and write beautiful lyrics. But talent is only the beginning. Talent opens a door, but practice moves you forward. Taylor understood this from the start. She spent hours every day with her guitar. She played the same chords again and again. Sometimes her fingers hurt. Sometimes her voice felt tired. But she did not stop. She knew that every hour of practice brought her closer to her dream. She also wrote many songs, hundreds of them. Some songs were simple, some songs were not perfect, some were even rejected by producers, but each song taught her something new. She learned how to tell stories with music. She learned how to express her feelings in words. She learned to listen to herself and improve. Mistakes were not failures, they were lessons. Taylor visited music studios often. She met producers, sound engineers, and other musicians. She showed her songs and performed for them. Sometimes they said yes, sometimes they said no, sometimes they gave advice. Taylor listened carefully. She understood that each no was not the end. Each no was a step closer to improvement. She took notes, practiced, and tried again. Imagine the contrast between talent and practice. Talent is a gift. It is exciting and special. But without practice, talent stays small. Practice is what makes winners. Practice turns dreams into reality. Taylor's talent gave her hope. Her practice gave her results. She learned that working hard every day is the secret of success. Repetition was important. Taylor played the same songs many times. She sang and sang until the songs sounded perfect. She tried different voices, different tones, and different rhythms. She recorded herself and listened again. She practiced until her performance was smooth and confident. Repetition built skill, patience, and confidence. You can use the same method when learning English. Repeat words, sentences, and stories. Step by step, you improve. Focus was another key. Taylor often ignored distractions. She left phones, games, and other activities aside when practicing. She concentrated on her guitar, her singing, and her lyrics. Focus made her practice more effective. It helped her reach goals faster. Small daily focus can create big results over time. Patience was essential too. Taylor did not become famous in one day. She knew success required time. She learned to enjoy the journey, not only the goal. She celebrated small progress, finishing a new song, playing better chords, performing for friends. Each small success gave her motivation to continue. Patience and persistence worked together with practice to create progress. Taylor's daily routine was simple but powerful. She practiced guitar, wrote songs, and visited studios. She repeated, focused, and stayed patient. She faced challenges, but her routine gave her strength. Her hard work slowly created opportunities. Every small effort added up to something bigger. This behind-the-scenes work is often invisible. Most people only see fame, awards, and concerts. They do not see the long hours, mistakes, or effort. Taylor's story teaches that real success is built quietly. Luck is not the main factor. Daily effort, focus, and practice are what make dreams come true. As Taylor continued her work, her efforts started to show small results. She began to gain recognition. People noticed her talent combined with her dedication. The hard work behind the scenes led to her first opportunities. This is the moment when practice meets recognition, and her journey towards success takes a visible step forward. First breakthrough. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift's first big steps into the music industry. You will practice simple English while seeing how small wins and courage create momentum. Taylor's first breakthrough was exciting, emotional, and full of lessons. After many hours of practice, writing songs, and visiting studios, Taylor received her first opportunity. A music producer listened to her songs and invited her to a meeting. She was nervous. Her hands shook. her heart beat fast. She asked herself, "Can I do this? Will they like my music?" Nervousness and excitement mixed together. This is normal when you try something new. At the meeting, Taylor sang her favorite song. She played guitar with focus and passion. She explained her ideas for her music. The producer listened carefully. Taylor felt both fear and hope. Then he smiled. He offered her a contract. It was her first step toward a real music career. The nervous teenager had achieved a small but important victory. Her debut single came next. Taylor worked hard to record it perfectly. She spent long hours in the studio, repeating lines, adjusting notes, and listening to her voice. She learned how to perform under pressure. She felt shy at first, but with patience and focus, she improved. Recording her first song was both stressful and exciting. The contrast between fear and excitement pushed her to do her best. Taylor's first performances were also challenging. She performed at small venues, school events, and local shows. Sometimes the audience was small. Sometimes people were not very attentive. She felt nervous. She could see mistakes in her performance. But then, she saw smiles and applause. She realized that every small audience counted. Every smile, every clap gave her confidence. Small victories create momentum. Imagine the emotions of that moment. Hands shaking, heart racing, eyes watching, and then the first applause. Taylor learned that feeling nervous is normal. It does not mean you will fail. Courage is taking action even when scared. Every small win, like finishing a performance or receiving praise, builds confidence. Confidence then leads to bigger opportunities. Taylor also faced small rejections during this time. Some producers did not like certain songs. Some shows were canceled. Some people said no. But each rejection was a lesson. Taylor listened, learned, and improved. She understood that rejection does not stop progress. Small victories, even tiny ones, are more important than fear of failure. Her first breakthrough taught her patience and persistence. The journey was not instant. She learned to celebrate small wins and learn from mistakes. Each achievement, no matter how small, added to her growing confidence. Step by step, she moved closer to her bigger dreams. This period also taught Taylor how to manage her emotions. Nervousness, fear, and excitement can all exist at the same time. She learned to focus on the task, not the fear. She learned to enjoy small victories and keep moving forward. These lessons are important for learning English too. Feeling nervous about speaking is normal, but small steps build skill and confidence. Taylor's story shows that breakthroughs often come after long preparation and hard work. Talent and courage created the first opportunity. Daily practice and determination made her ready. Her first contract, her debut single, and her early performances were proof that small wins lead to bigger success. As Taylor celebrated her first applause and early achievements, she also realized a new truth. The journey is not over. More challenges, criticism, and obstacles were ahead. Her first breakthrough gave her momentum, but now she needed courage and resilience to face the next stage of her journey. Facing challenges. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift as she faces challenges in her early career. You will practice simple English while seeing an important life lesson. Challenges are part of growth, and believing in yourself is essential. Even after her first breakthrough, Taylor's journey was not easy. Some songs she wrote were rejected by producers, Some music critics gave negative reviews. Some people doubted her talent. These experiences were painful for a young teenager. Taylor often felt sad, frustrated, or confused. She questioned herself, am I good enough? Can I really succeed? Self-doubt is natural, but she learned it could be overcome. Many nights Taylor stayed up late, crying silently in her room. She felt lonely and misunderstood. She wondered why success felt so far away. But then she remembered her dream. She reminded herself of all the hard work she had done. She remembered the songs she had written, the hours she had practiced, and the courage it took to move to Nashville. This self-belief gave her strength. Taylor rewrote songs again and again. Sometimes she changed the lyrics. Sometimes she changed the melody. She tried different rhythms and tones. Each revision made the song better. She learned that mistakes are not failure. They are lessons. Every challenge became an opportunity to grow and improve. Contrast shows the difference. Giving up leads to failure, while trying again leads to success. Taylor always chose to try again. Her friends and family supported her during these times. They encouraged her and reminded her of her talent. But Taylor knew that real growth came from within. She could not rely on others to fix her problems. She had to believe in herself. This is an important lesson for everyone. Self-belief helps you face challenges, practice more, and reach your goals. Taylor also learned to handle criticism. Some critics wrote harsh reviews. They said her songs were too young, too simple, or not ready for the big stage. Taylor felt hurt, but she used these words as motivation. She focused on improving her songs and performing better. She discovered that criticism, when used wisely, can become a tool for growth. The contrast between self-doubt and self-belief is clear in Taylor's story. At times, she felt small and scared. She wondered if she could continue, but at the same time, she believed in her passion for music. She knew that her dreams were worth fighting for. Believing in herself helped her push through hard days and long nights. Taylor's challenges taught her patience. Success does not come immediately. She learned to take one step at a time. Each rejection, each mistake, each late night writing songs added to her experience. Over time, these challenges shaped her as an artist. They gave her depth, emotion, and understanding. Without challenges, her music would not have been as strong or meaningful. Through all the difficulties, Taylor never gave up. She continued to write, sing, and perform. Every small step forward gave her hope. Every new song, every positive comment, and every small applause reminded her that she was moving in the right direction. She learned that facing challenges is not a punishment. It is a necessary part of growth. This period in Taylor's life prepared her for the next stage, transformation as an artist. She learned from mistakes, rewrote her work, and grew stronger emotionally. The struggles helped her develop creativity, resilience, and courage. These qualities would shape her unique style and make her music stand out. As Taylor faced rejection and criticism, she discovered a powerful truth. Challenges do not define you. Your response to them does. Self-belief, patience, and persistence transform obstacles into lessons and small victories. Her journey shows that every difficulty is an opportunity to grow, and every challenge is a step toward achieving your dreams. Transformation through music. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift as she transforms into a confident and creative artist. You will practice simple sentences and vocabulary while learning an important lesson. Being authentic and true to yourself helps you stand out. After facing early challenges, Taylor began to change her music style. She wanted to express her feelings more honestly. She wrote songs about her life, her emotions, and her experiences. At first, she wrote safe songs, songs that were easy and simple, but over time she realized that her best music came from her heart. She started writing personal songs that told real stories. Imagine the contrast. Old songs were simple, shy, and polite. New songs were bold, emotional, and confident. Taylor learned to share her feelings through lyrics and melodies. She wrote about love, heartbreak, friendship, and hope. Each song reflected a piece of her life. This made her music unique and relatable to many fans. Personal authenticity became her strength. One story shows this transformation clearly. Taylor experienced her first heartbreak. She felt sad and lonely. Instead of hiding her feelings, she wrote a song about it. She cried while writing, and every word came from her heart. When she performed the song, people listened carefully. Many felt the same emotions. Fans connected deeply with her music because it was honest. This song became a hit and marked a turning point in her career. Taylor also changed as a performer. She was once shy on stage. Her hands shook and her voice wavered. But as she wrote more personal songs, she gained confidence. She learned to express emotion, connect with the audience, and feel the story of her music. The contrast between shy and confident performer shows her growth. Courage and creativity together made her stand out. Connecting with fans became a priority for Taylor. She wanted people to feel her music. She spoke to fans, shared her experiences, and listened to their stories. She discovered that real connection is not about fame or popularity. It is about honesty and emotion. Fans loved her music because they saw themselves in her songs. Authenticity made her unique and memorable. Writing music became more than just a job. It became a way to express herself and to share life lessons. Taylor learned that being true to yourself creates art that lasts. She experimented with melodies, rhythms, and lyrics. She mixed emotions with music to create songs that were real and powerful. She discovered that creativity grows when you trust your own voice and experiences. Taylor's transformation also included learning new skills. She practiced instruments, improved her singing, and explored different styles. She was open to learning and adapting. Every song, every performance, and every challenge contributed to her growth. Her style became more personal and professional at the same time. She learned that improvement comes from courage, creativity, and persistence. Through this journey, Taylor became a role model for many young artists. Her story teaches an important lesson. Personal authenticity makes you stand out. People notice when you are honest, creative, and confident. Sharing your real story, feelings, and perspective can inspire others. Authenticity creates connection and long-term success. As Taylor's music evolved, her creativity began to gain recognition. People noticed her unique style, emotional lyrics, and confident performances. Her personal songs opened doors to bigger opportunities. This transformation led naturally to fame, awards, and international recognition. The hard work, self-expression, and authenticity she cultivated prepared her for the next stage, global recognition. Global recognition. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift as she rises to international fame. You will practice simple English while seeing how hard work and authenticity lead to recognition. Taylor's journey shows that success is possible when talent, effort, and courage combine. After transforming her music, Taylor began to gain attention from the music industry. People noticed her unique style, personal lyrics, and confident performances. Her songs were played on radio stations. Fans shared her music online. Slowly, Taylor moved from being a local singer to a rising star. The contrast is clear. A small-town girl in Pennsylvania started performing in her room, and now the world was beginning to notice her. Her first major award was unforgettable. Taylor won her first Grammy. She felt nervous walking onto the stage. Her hands shook and her heart raced. When her name was called, she could hardly believe it. She smiled, held the award, and thanked her fans and family. The excitement, the nerves, and the joy combined in one magical moment. This first Grammy was proof that her hard work was recognized. Touring also became a new experience. Taylor performed in cities far from home, in front of thousands of people. The stadium lights were bright, and the audience was huge. She felt nervous at first, but soon she learned to enjoy the energy of the crowd. Each concert brought applause, cheers, and smiles. These experiences showed her that dreams can grow bigger than we imagine. A small-town girl could perform for thousands, and even millions of fans worldwide. Media attention grew rapidly. Interviews, magazine covers, and TV appearances introduced her to international audiences. Some days were exhausting. She had to answer questions, perform, and travel long distances. But Taylor focused on what mattered, sharing her music and connecting with fans. She learned that fame comes with responsibility and hard work. Recognition is exciting, but it also requires dedication. Imagine the contrast again. Life in a small town, walking to school and playing with friends, compared to performing on huge stages, receiving awards, and seeing thousands of faces smiling at you. Taylor adjusted to these changes with courage. She stayed grounded by remembering her early struggles and the effort it took to reach this stage. Humility and focus helped her handle the new challenges of fame. Taylor's connection with fans became stronger than ever. People wrote letters, shared stories, and sang along with her songs. She learned that recognition is not only about awards, but also about touching people's lives. Fans appreciated her honesty, emotion, and effort. Her music created a sense of belonging and inspiration. Authenticity plus hard work created lasting recognition. Even with fame, Taylor continued to practice, write, and perform. She did not stop improving. Each new song, each new concert, and each new interaction with fans was a chance to grow. She knew that fame alone is not enough. Hard work and authenticity must continue. This lesson is important for anyone learning English or pursuing a dream. Recognition comes to those who persist with honesty and effort. Her first stadium performance was another unforgettable highlight. The energy, the lights, and the crowd were overwhelming. She remembered her small town home and the shy girl writing songs in her room. Standing in the stadium, performing in front of thousands, she felt proud. Her journey from a quiet teenager to a global superstar inspired her and others. Small victories built the path to big recognition. Taylor Swift's rise to fame teaches an important lesson. Hard work plus authenticity leads to recognition. Talent opens doors, but dedication, courage, and being true to yourself create lasting success. Every step of her journey, from her bedroom to the Grammy stage, shows that persistence, practice, and honesty are the keys to growth. As Taylor enjoyed global recognition, new challenges appeared. Fame brought attention, but also pressure, criticism, and expectations. She learned that success is not only about applause and awards, it is also about handling the difficulties that come with it. The next stage of her journey focuses on managing pressure and criticism while continuing to grow. Dealing with criticism. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift as she faces criticism and public pressure. You will practice simple sentences while discovering a powerful lesson. True success comes from self-belief, not others' opinions. Taylor's story teaches resilience, focus, and courage. As Taylor's fame grew, so did public scrutiny. People watched her every move. Online trolls commented on her songs, performances, and even her personal life. Some critics said harsh things about her music. Some journalists exaggerated stories to attract attention. At times, Taylor felt frustrated and sad. It is normal to feel hurt by criticism, but she learned how to respond wisely. Imagine the contrast. On one side, negative attention, gossip, and pressure. On the other side, focus, creativity, and self-belief. Taylor learned to ignore distractions and concentrate on what mattered, her music and her fans. She realized that external opinions do not define her talent or worth. By keeping her focus inside, she could continue growing. Sometimes mistakes happened. A song did not sound perfect in a live show. A performance was not received as expected. Some reviewers criticized her style or lyrics. Taylor could feel disappointed, but she turned mistakes into lessons. She practiced harder, listened carefully to feedback, and improved her skills. Mistakes became tools for growth, not reasons to quit. Taylor also faced online trolls. People wrote unkind comments about her appearance, relationships, or character. Reading those words could hurt anyone. Taylor decided to avoid reading too much negativity. She focused on writing new songs, improving performances, and connecting with fans who appreciated her. Her energy went into creativity, not into anger or sadness. She found strength in self-belief. Taylor reminded herself of her journey, from a small town to Nashville, from early rejections to her first breakthrough. She remembered the hours of practice, the songs she wrote, and the courage it took to move forward. Believing in herself helped her overcome fear, doubt, and criticism. She knew that her music mattered more than opinions. Resilience became her habit. Taylor woke up each day ready to face new challenges. She wrote songs about life, feelings, and experiences. She performed with passion and authenticity. Even when critics judged her, she kept moving forward. Resilience allowed her to stay positive and productive. It helped her maintain energy and focus for long-term success. The contrast between public judgment and inner focus is clear. People can criticize, gossip, or doubt you, but only your inner belief shapes your results. Taylor's focus on songwriting, creativity, and connecting with fans allowed her to rise above negativity. She learned that ignoring distractions and staying true to her goals creates progress. Taylor also learned to turn challenges into motivation. Negative comments inspired her to improve. Criticism pushed her to work harder, try new ideas, and be more creative. Instead of letting negativity stop her, she used it as fuel. She discovered that external approval is not necessary for self-growth. Confidence and perseverance are more important. By dealing with criticism, Taylor grew emotionally and professionally. She became stronger, more focused, and more authentic. She learned that true success is measured by persistence, self-belief, and the quality of your work, not by the opinions of others. Her story inspires anyone facing judgment, online negativity, or pressure in life. As Taylor learned to handle criticism, she also realized her journey could inspire others. Her story showed that even in the face of doubt, negativity and mistakes, persistence, self-belief, and focus lead to growth and achievement. The next stage of her story highlights how her courage and hard work motivated fans and young artists worldwide. Giving back and inspiring others. Welcome back, friends. In this section, we will learn English by following Taylor Swift as she gives back and inspires others. You will practice simple English while seeing how generosity, kindness, and purpose make success even more meaningful. Taylor's story shows that true achievement is not only about fame, but also about helping others. As Taylor became famous, she remembered the people who supported her early in life. She also remembered the struggles she faced as a young artist. She wanted to make a difference. Taylor began to help others through charity work. She donated to hospitals, schools, and organizations that help children, music education, and disaster relief. She learned that success becomes richer when shared with those in need. Taylor also mentored young artists. She gave advice about songwriting, performing, and handling challenges in the music industry. She met aspiring singers, listened to their dreams, and encouraged them to keep trying. Some young artists felt nervous or doubted themselves, just as Taylor had years ago. Her support helped them find courage and confidence. She showed that sharing experience and knowledge can change lives. Imagine the contrast. Selfishness focuses only on oneself, money, fame, or attention. Generosity shares time, energy, and resources with others. Taylor chose generosity. Fame gave her opportunities, but purpose gave her fulfillment. She realized that helping others creates lasting happiness and leaves a positive impact in the world. Taylor's fans also felt her inspiration. She often wrote personal letters to them, answered messages, and met them at concerts. Some fans shared stories of hardship, bullying, or loneliness. Taylor encouraged them to keep going, believe in themselves, and pursue their dreams. Her words, music, and actions made fans feel supported and motivated. She taught that success is most meaningful when it uplifts others. Storytelling shows the impact of her generosity. At a charity event, Taylor performed to raise money for children's hospitals. One little girl came to the event and told Taylor that her songs helped her feel brave during treatment. Taylor felt emotional. She realized that her music had the power to heal and inspire. The joy she brought to others gave her happiness beyond awards and fame. Small actions created big effects. Taylor also emphasized education and creativity. She donated to music programs in schools and encouraged children to explore art and music. She wanted young people to know that talent, hard work, and courage can open doors. By supporting education, she helped fans and young artists see that their dreams are possible. This creates a ripple effect. One act of generosity inspires many others. Her story shows that fame and recognition are valuable, but they are not the most important things. Purpose, generosity, and inspiring others create meaning. Taylor found that giving back made her journey more fulfilling. Helping others also reminded her of her early struggles, keeping her grounded and humble. Success became more than awards. It became a tool to make a positive difference. The contrast between fame and purpose is clear. Fame can bring attention and wealth. Purpose can bring joy, connection, and impact. Taylor's life demonstrates that combining success with kindness creates real influence. By mentoring, donating, and inspiring fans, she extended the reach of her achievements far beyond herself. Through giving back, Taylor also grew as a person. She learned empathy, patience, and humility. She discovered that her experiences could guide others. She realized that her story could motivate people worldwide, encouraging them to dream, work hard, and use their success for good. Her journey teaches that leadership includes sharing, guiding, and inspiring. As Taylor gave back and inspired others, she completed a full circle. From a small-town girl with dreams, she became a global superstar, then a mentor, a role model, and a source of hope for fans and young artists. Her journey shows that success is not just about personal achievement, but also about using your skills, passion, and influence to help others. This section prepares us for the conclusion. We will reflect on Taylor Swift's journey, from a dreaming teenager to a world-famous artist who inspires and gives back. Her story teaches lessons for life, growth, English learning, and pursuing dreams. By following her journey, we can see that courage, hard work, authenticity, and generosity create a meaningful and successful life. Lessons from Taylor Swift's journey. Welcome back, friends. In this final section, we will reflect on Taylor Swift's journey and learn important life lessons. You will practice English while seeing how courage, hard work, and authenticity create real success. Taylor's story shows that anyone can achieve dreams with effort and determination. Taylor started as a small-town girl in Pennsylvania. She dreamed of singing, writing songs, and performing on big stages. Life was not easy. She faced challenges, rejection, and self-doubt. She moved to Nashville at a young age, practiced her music every day, and wrote hundreds of songs. She learned to handle mistakes, criticism, and pressure. Step by step, she grew stronger and more confident. The lessons from her journey are clear. First, dream big. Taylor dared to imagine a life beyond her small town. Second, work hard. Talent is important, but daily effort, practice, and focus create results. Third, embrace challenges. Rejections, mistakes, and criticism are not failures. They are lessons. Fourth, stay authentic. Writing personal songs and sharing real emotions made her music unique. Fifth, give back. Using success to help and inspire others creates purpose and meaning. The contrast between the beginning and now is powerful. At first, she was a nervous teenager playing guitar in her bedroom. Now, she is a global superstar, performing in stadiums, winning awards, and inspiring millions. Her transformation shows that small steps, courage, and persistence lead to big achievements. Every challenge she faced became a building block for growth. For English learners, Taylor's story is also a lesson in learning. Listening, repeating, and practicing English using stories like this can improve your skills. Repeat the words, practice the sentences, and imagine the story in your mind. You can learn new vocabulary, simple grammar, and phrases while being motivated by her journey. Your efforts, like Taylor's, will grow step by step. Remember, your journey is possible. You can face challenges, make mistakes, and still succeed. Dream big, work hard, stay true to yourself, and help others when you can. Each step you take brings you closer to your goals. Courage and effort are the keys to transformation. Thank you for joining this story and learning English with Taylor Swift's journey. Keep practicing, stay motivated, and remember that every small step matters. Your dreams are real, and your hard work will pay off. Keep listening, repeating, and speaking English with courage, just like Taylor followed her dreams with determination and heart.